Okay, everybody. Hello to my 200 people that actually stick around and watch me. If you're new here, you stumble across this, or if you're new to YouTube and you stumble across this, go to the profile, read my profile, come back. I drive a front discharge mixer. If you do not know what it is, everybody in the planet knows what a rear discharge is. They're typically found down south. No, mine is I control everything, and I stumbled on this occupation by sheer dumb luck, and I've been doing this 10 years now. So I also am a human being. My occupation does not define me. However, it does kind of influence my personality in a way. So, I like to cook. I cook really good. I got some really good recipes out there. Sometimes I haven't done any, I think I had a video on here about making pies, and I forgot how to do pie crust, because I haven't made one in like 30 years. Yeah, that was Thanksgiving a couple years ago. Yeah, see me make my mistakes. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, and I am only human. I follow a lot of different YouTube content creators. I've been through a slew of narcissistic abuse relationships. Had to go through therapy. Went through therapy. Learned a lot about myself. Now I'm going to be single for life. Because, yeah, I don't think there is anybody out there that can deal with this cray-cray. But that's okay. Because I made the life that I have. Now, ignore my clutter. That's tools. Table saw. Yeah, we need that in about a week. Actually, I should probably go get that shit tomorrow. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. One more? One more for luck? Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, God, one more. Oh. Yep. I've eaten enough today. This is a weird thing, and I'm going to explain it when I get done losing brain cells from this. Hold on a second. Oh, Jesus. Are we done? Okay. I have a sister who was morbidly obese, and she experienced this very strange phenomenon. After she had the lap band surgery thing, I'm going to sneeze again. Trying to fit this in so we're not spending all day waiting on it. I don't know if it's genetics or what, but she had the surgery. I did not. However, when my body tells me I've had enough to eat, I start sneezing. Like she does. It's freaking weird. I'm telling you, it happens every time to her. It happens every time to me. It does not matter how much I've drank. If I've had 3 and I eat something and I'm still like shit. I've already eaten. I've been done eating probably 15 minutes or more. That's 4. Yeah, here they come. Anyway, I mean, my front discharge mixer operator. I was in the military. Front discharge mixers are very similar, not the same, to the system configuration and steering mechanism of a LHS or a PLS, military combat transport vehicle in the transportation industry. I took to the driving of the machine like a duck to water. However, the concrete part was a little bit different. The gypsum part of it was easy. It was the configuration of the chutes in the bowl, speed of the drum, controlling the drift of the vehicle while I'm actually pouring with no help. Yeah, that's the thing the military doesn't teach you. Everybody has to have a ground guide in the military. It's not an independent function. So, I got out of the military. I went to truck driver school only to learn how to double clutch properly, even though I have a neighbor who has been doing this for 50 years of his life. And he took me out on runs with him after I got my licensure that was grandfathered. Even though I was grandfathered, I still did the schooling, only because I heard that they were going to require it. So I went ahead and got it done when I had the time to do it. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I haven't got to fucking worry about that. When they start hunting down credentials, I'll be like, I got my little piece of paper. Yeah, I did it. Anyway, I got my diploma right here. I got my military experience right here. Anyway, so as with anybody who is a human being, you know, YouTube content creation, you got a whole bunch of people, they do a specific thing. Like, you know, they got woodworking and they've got concrete and they've got all sorts of different project people, and you got the DIYers, and you know, some of these DIYers, it's like, that is not DIY, bitch. You are a carpenter. You may not do that for a living, but you are a savant. You are a natural. You are a carpenter. I've been doing construction for upwards of when did I get my first construction job, and when did I start, like, literally starting to binge watch home and garden television? 1991, 92. I am a carpenter, but I do not produce videos that show you every step and process of what I'm doing. I'm not that ambitious to cut and snippet shit together, because I pour concrete for a living, and it is anywhere from 4 hours, and then after I get off work I'm sleeping, to go in 10 hours later to do a night pour, and then that night pour turns into 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, and then might get done by 14 hours later. Sometimes 16. Depends on how stupid the dispatch is on my last load. Now, I have a dispatch. He's great. And if it is a fucked up job, he will call me and be like, hey, I got this. How you feeling? I don't know. Well, I got this one. I need you on it. Why? Because 1, it's right up your alley. 2, I want it done today. 3, Yeah, they asked for you. Okay. Do they realize I'm on no sleep? Yeah. I said, have you informed them that I might be bitchy? Yeah. Okay. I'll do it. We got another contract. I've done a ton of jobs for him. And he's called the dispatch and said, do not send that girl if she has worked the nights before. He's like, why? She bitchy. She not the same person. Do not send her. She has no tolerance for nothing after she has been up. No sleep. And then work 12 hours. He's like, good to know. He's like, we love her. If it's during the day, she comes in at 6 and you got her coming into us at 8, golden. But if she's been up all night, do not. She's mean. Mean as a snake. Mm-hmm. Dispatch is like, good to know. So, anyway. He goes, and you know what? That's well within her right. She's tired. She wants to go home. Don't send her to me. You can send her anytime if she comes in the morning and she's only been on the clock a couple hours. Yep. Perfect time to send her to me. Don't send her to me after she's been up all night. Nope. We don't like her. Like that. So, there's a difference. There is a huge difference. There's also a difference of, what kind of attitude I'm going to have going into a job, starting it at midnight on no sleep, and the job is a shit show, as opposed to showing up to a job at midnight, having no sleep, and everything's organized. And there's a difference in showing up to a job at 11 o'clock at night, no sleep, and it's organized, or having a shit ton of sleep and it's organized. Here's the thing. The key function is get organized. Because it doesn't matter if I have no sleep or a ton of sleep. If you're organized, you're going to get a lot less attitude. If you're accommodating, you're going to get a lot less attitude. And that's just not me. That's not me. That's everybody. That's across the board. That's a diplomacy that's pretty much everybody on the fleet. If your project is fucked up, don't blame us for being pissy. That's your problem. So, anyway, I have a ugly history of bad relationships where I have been abused on one form or another, varying lengths of time, different nuances, different levels of abuse and or non-abuse from narcissistic people. And after a lot of therapy and realizing why I keep attracting these monsters, I've pretty much determined that I am going to be single for the rest of my life, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm pretty much holding down everything by myself anyway. I do my own oil changes on my bike, I do them on my truck. I have to get under the house, I gotta wrap my hair up. My hair is a deterrent. I have to wrap it up and go under the house and cut some pipes and re-pipe and drill holes, and I gotta pull my sink out of the bathroom, get my new vanity system in. That is basically my priority right now. That is probably what's going to happen tomorrow. Right now, I'm doing gin and juice. Yesterday, It was a short day. We had a rainstorm come through. It was Good Friday. A whole bunch of different, variables fell into play. And yeah, dispatch called me and said, I got 500 yards tonight. Do you want on it? Sure. I did 4 or 5 of them. Basically it was about 10 drivers on it. So it was like every 100 I was in there. And I started to pass people because they slow. Anyway, by the time I left, I was one truck behind the first truck out. And she had literally jumped probably 3 trucks. So that's how many I jumped. So her and I were back to back, and I had been 5 behind her, and other trucks had fallen into lineup, and I jumped them. So yeah, her and I, we just get it done. We're not racing each other. We're just fucking getting it done. We don't give a fuck about you. Primp on your shit all day long. We are going to get this job done before the variables kick in, like traffic and work people trying to commute to work and yeah, that kind of crap. That's the reason we start this shit in the middle of the night, is so we can beat that crap. So yeah, she understands the assignment. I understand the assignment. We're not competing. We're just trying to get the fucking job done. If I pass her or she passes me, we don't care. As long as the fucking loads get done and everybody else who's slowpoke stays the fuck behind us. That's the goal. So, after about the 4th or 5th load this morning, I lost count. I don't even care. I was like, what's happening? He's like, oh, you can go. I was like, why'd you go? He's like, I was just going to see how long you wanted to work for. Do your thing, girl. I was like, no, it's not the job. Job's great. He said, you're kidding. I was like, no, contractors are great. Joe's slumping perfect. He's like, you're kidding. I'm like, no. I haven't had a stitch of water all night. It's been fucking golden. You know what's making me crazy? Dude. I'm telling you, he's going to send me to the fucking cuckoo camp. He's making this entire fleet batshit fucking crazy. He said, you're kidding. I'm like, I'm not. We got this one whack job. I'm telling you. It's bad. So, I went home, grabbed the bike, went to the gas station, got fuel, came home, went to bed. I ate some chips and salsa and went to fucking bed. I don't know what time I went to bed. I woke up at about 10:30 and I was like, I don't care. And I went back to bed. And I woke up about 12:30. It is about 5 now. I've been awake a little bit. Did a video. Was talking about it. So, everybody on here on YouTube, there's very few. There's only a couple of them that I know of that were professional VJs or whatnot for big establishments like AJ from the Y-Files. He used to be a VJ on VH1. I recognize him from a long time ago. He decided to pack up, change venues, and created the Y-Files during COVID. I've been a follower of his since he didn't have many subscribers at all. I recognized his voice. He's kind of he's got that voice you can recognize. It's a nuance to his voice. It's recognizable, like Casey Kasem's got a recognizable voice. AJ Gentile's got a recognizable voice. I follow a bunch, Mr. Ballin. I knew his his last name wasn't Ballin. It's Allen. But I like the Ballin. It suits him, having been military. Yeah, we ballin' all the time. That it's a lifestyle, it's nuance, it's characteristics, it's attitude, everything. So yeah, it suits him. So he kept it, and it was accidental, but it fits. So yeah. Anyway, been a follower of his channel, subscribed to his channel when his subscriber list was probably in the 4 digits. So when you first are introduced to YouTube, and a lot of people aren't, and there's millions of us who are on here, either content creators or we just like to watch a bunch of different shit. There's a lot of people who are on here as members of YouTube, signed in via the Google, whatever. And they don't produce any content at all. They just watch a bunch of crap and subscribe to a bunch of crap. I do both. I watch a bunch of crap, I subscribe to a bunch of crap, and I produce a bunch of crap. So, why Narcissist Mental Illness just came out with a video. So, we'll go watch that for a little bit. But yes, I am a survivor and victim of narcissistic abuse in many shapes and forms. There's variables and spectrums to every categorization. If you want more information on that, you need to follow Dr. Ramani. She's got an entire segment of 20 videos, I think, that explains every single type and all of their spectrums. She's the expert. She's the queen of the cluster B, narcissistic abuse, pandemic that we are currently dealing with right now in the United States. Everybody feels like they have to be special. I'm not special. I'm just informative. I'm knowledgeable in some cases. There's, stuff that I talk about that I am not an expert on, like engines. But I do know what works. And 100% gas and synthetic oil. There you go. Take care of your shit. I do my own oil changes. If you want to trust somebody else to fuck your truck up, your vehicle up, that's on you. I learned how to do my own. Because they didn't do it right when I paid them to do it. Now we do it ourselves. Narcissistic abuse will bring on a certain level of hyper-independence, hyper-vigilance, and it's being able to recognize what category you are currently in from your own personal perspective. There is a lot to it, and it's painful, and it hurts, and it's damaging. People have unalived themselves over this kind of crap. It's dangerous. Being able to be an example for those that have suffered through this, to say, you know what, yeah, I'm a little kook. I don't give a fuck. But you know what? I hold my own. This is my mess. I earned this. I bought this. And not riding the coattails of no man. I got this all on my fucking own. The bike, the truck, the house, the life, all of it is fucking mine. So, whatever audacious criticisms that I get from any of the topics that I talk about, whether it be mental illness and self-medicating with, addictions or whatnot, it's because I have experienced this through others and or myself or somebody else, and recognizing it and being self-aware, hyper-vigilant, and just ultra independent. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to be a positive influence for those that have dealt with cray-cray, have to deal with cray-cray, living through cray-cray, working 80 hours a week, trying to hold down a house, trying to take care of their assets, trying to make it to work. Whether you got kids or whether you don't have kids, life turns into a complete shit show. And yes, YouTube is positive in its aspect. It's motivating. You know, you see these DIY. You got trad wives who sit home all day and like, honey, I need $100 so I can go buy paint so I can paint our fucking ceiling. A lot of us don't have that luxury. Yeah, we got the $100 for the paint. We don't have the fucking time to do it. Does that make sense now? So, if you're like me and you like seeing real life bullshit talk, that's what I do. I don't always talk about politics. My political views are very independent. I got out of the military with 3.5 years left to collect a full fucking ride because I think politicians are crooks. Yeah, why did I get out of the service? Politics. Do I talk about politics? Fuck no. I'm tired of it. My brain hurts. Do I talk about narcissism very much anymore? No. I'm tired of it. My fucking brain hurts. But I can give you good examples of real life shit that has absolutely nothing to do with intimate relationships regarding narcissism. So if you feel like you're in a fucking strange hold, you're at a job and you're like, this guy's a fucking kook bag, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with him? Yeah, he's probably a fucking narcissist and he's taking advantage of you in the workplace. Do you know how to see it? Do you know what's really happening? Can you recognize it? Yeah, that's what my channel's for. I deal with a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different personalities. I've got to be diplomatic. I've got to be civil. Some days I cannot. Some days I have to let loose. Some days I have to throw the shit at them. And they stand there with their jaw on their lap and they call dispatch. And I've got dispatch on speed dial and be like, yep, I just told another one off. Okay, I'll be expecting a phone call. What'd you say? I was like, the truth, and it hurt. And leave it at that. Happy Easter, everybody. New beginnings. Say a prayer. Go worship the moon. Whatever your theology is, do it. This is the time to do it. Enjoy your weekend. If you got kids, happy egg hunting. If you got kids, happy decorating. I fucking love that. I loved that when I was a kid. I fucking loved that. I don't have kids in my life anymore. My granddaughter is out west, 30-something hours away. They have their life. Here, I work, absorb, I talk, I think, I philosophize, and I cook. Y'all, have a great weekend. Be safe. Peace out.